The 1989 Buffalo Bisons getting ready for the show. Major League Baseball, the show. Preparation begins here in Bradenton, Florida, the spring training home of the Bisons' parent team, the Pittsburgh Pirates. Here, several of last year's Bisons run through dress rehearsals, getting ready for what they hope will be their shot at the show.
When you pick it up real quick and put it down, then your arm is here. You're in this position. And now you're throwing everything upfield. Okay? Then when you pick it up and turn, well, this arm is still moving.
And as each spring day passes, the 1989 Bisons cast begins to take shape. It'll be a combination of youth and experience. Characteristics befitting first-year Bison manager Terry Collins, who gives Buffalo a sneak preview of things to come.
If you don't like to be out here, you're in the wrong game, and I love to be out here. And, you know, a long time ago, Walt Alston told me that players hopefully take on the personality of the manager, and if I can show them that I like to have fun, maybe they can also have fun.
The players enjoyed themselves all right, and so did their fans, who got a quick taste of a new and exciting brand of Bison baseball with an opening day 8-3 victory over the Louisville Redbirds. And the herd didn't stop there.
Well, Jeff King could send everybody home with a swing of the bat, and there's a long drive, deep left. That ball is gone. Jeff King homers to win it in the bottom of the ninth.
After beating the Redbirds in the first two games of the season, Buffalo went on to take a pair from the Sounds, then captured a win in their first road game at Louisville. 5 wins in a row, the team's best start since joining the American Association. The Bisons were on a roll. But the picture wasn't so pleasant in Pittsburgh. Pirates players were going down one by one. An injury to the Bucks' Andy Van Slyke gave Bison outfielder Steve Carter off to a torrid 400 start, his first shot at the show. And the Buffalo shuttle had begun. Carter's departure from the Queen City was just one of many changes the Bisons would undergo throughout the season. Changes which might have destroyed the team had it not been for one individual. 39-year-old Terry Lee Collins was named the Bisons manager on September 30th, 1988. And by the end of the '89 season, he would be rated among the herd's 104 season history. After 5.5 seasons as manager at Albuquerque, during which time he led the Dodgers AAA affiliate to 3 first-place finishes and a Pacific Coast League championship, Collins came to Buffalo with the same kind of leadership and enthusiasm that had won him back-to-back Manager of the Year awards. Let's listen in as the Bison skipper directs his players.
It's the same thing. If you're not getting the curveball over or the changeup is the same pitch, and the other thing that's going to help you is your arm speed's the same on a changeup and a fastball. Easily. Got it, baby. Let's go knock the ball down out there now.
Carter back at 3:01. Henderson the lead off first.
Boy, stay right over it. Come on now.
One ball, 2 strikes, and there's a shot up the middle, a base hit. The ball dying on that grass in center. Henderson going for third. The throw in there, not in time, and Carter takes second of the throw.
All right. Oh, boy.
They challenged Walker, and they did that very successfully in earlier series against the Indians.
That's going. Try to run the bases.
An aggressive manager, Terry Collins is also a master of the fundamentals.
Get 27 outs in a game, right? What they try to do here is they want to see how much excitement they can keep the fans on you. They keep them in the ballpark, keeps them out of the concession area. You understand?
I get out of minor leagues just in time then.
Good. Good.
And in 1990, Collins will be back, directing the Bisons cast in the hopes of one day making it to the show himself.
And there's a line shot deep to left field, and that ball is gone.
In mid-May, things looked grim for the Bisons as the Oklahoma City 89ers came to town and swept Buffalo in a 4-game series, capped off by a doubleheader loss which dropped the Bisons 7.5 games out and into 3rd place in the association's East Division. Collins dug in and took action, ordering a rare morning workout the very next day to get the team back into a winning frame of mind. It worked, because that night the Bisons shut out Rochester and a 6-game winning streak was underway.
Should be in play on the right field side. Romano hustling over. Khalifa goes out. And Sammy Khalifa makes an outstanding running catch in the Buffalo bullpen to end the ball game.
From there, the Herd stampeded their way to the top spot in the East, displaying the determination and hustle that by season's end would lead the Bisons to their best record since 1959. For fans, it was one thrill after another.
Base hit right field. Bisons win it 1-0.
There's a hard ground ball, right field, base hit. One run is in. Here comes Williams around third. He's going to try to score the throw to the plate. Not in time.
There it goes. Tom Prince with the first home run in the history of Bradenton Field. Hits another here, and the Bisons have a 3-2 lead. Albert Hall going back. Can he get it? Yes, he can. Diving catch by Steve Hunter. 2 highlight film caliber catches here tonight.
Burdick, line drive, base hit, right field. Tying run will score. Reggie Williams going to go for third. The throw there is not in time. It bounds away.
Durham tries to throw third and bounces it away. Here comes Scott Little. Ball gets away. Here comes Reggie Williams. Bisons win. How many times is this going to happen?
No game better exemplified the aggressive and unpredictable Terry Collins style of play than the August 8th thriller. Buffalo trailed Omaha by 2 runs with 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th when Bobby Meacham and Albert Hall pulled off the unthinkable, a double steal. That set the stage for Kevin Burdick.
Base hit. The tying runs are going to score. Albert Hall stumbled for a moment. Burdick hits into second. It's 5-5.
And in the bottom of the 10th, Meacham came to the plate for more dramatics.
Base hit. Game over. Bobby Meacham. The base hit. Dunbar solo. 7-8. Bisons win it 6-5. What an improbable comeback.
Improbable comebacks were commonplace in '89, as were a number of standout performances by several Bisons who were looking to make their mark in the show. No one expected 36-year-old Steve Henderson to be receiving many awards in 1989. After all, the Pirates had signed this veteran of 12 Major League seasons to give Buffalo bench strength. But when regular first baseman Jeff King was called up to Pittsburgh, Hendu came off the bench and went on a tear.
There's a high drive, deep left center. That one's going and way gone. Steve Henderson really ripped one. Now the 2-2 pitch. Line drive towards right field, a base hit. Carter walks home. How about Steve Henderson?
In 36 games as the Bison starting first baseman, Hendu hit .397 with 26 runs batted in, leading the Herd to 23 victories. The Bisons were 12 games over 500 through the first week of July, when in a cruel twist of fate, Henderson's dream season turned into a nightmare. A devastating wrist injury. Henderson's hopes of a return engagement to the show were dealt a serious blow. But Steve refused to accept defeat and fought his way back into the lineup by early August. For the year, he hit .298, drove in 45 runs, was named the team's most valuable player, and received the Joe Disa Award as the most inspirational Bison, an appropriate honor for Henderson, who provided more than great statistics. He was the leader, a teacher, and a player. And in 1990, Henderson will be back with Buffalo, joining Terry Collins' coaching staff as the Bison's new hitting instructor. No one benefited more from Henderson's presence in 1989 than the man they call Magic. Steve Carter's .295 average was no illusion, nor were his 105 hits and 43 runs batted in only 101 games. The rest of the season, Carter waved his wand with the Pirates, where folks in Pittsburgh got a chance to see one of the Bison's brightest stars of '89. A couple of nagging injuries and a late-season disappearing act may have ended a one-time promising career for infielder Sammy Khalifa. Khalifa practically carried the Bisons for the first month of the '89 season, both with his bat and with his glove.
Up the middle, backhand stop by Khalifa. Oh, Fellas to first, and they get him. What a play there. Sammy Khalifa.
But 1989 wasn't all smooth sailing for Khalifa. His season would end prematurely due to injuries and rising frustrations. The road to the show is often an uphill climb. Just ask Jay Bell. He began the season as the Pirates' starting shortstop after being acquired from Cleveland, but after playing only 9 games with Pittsburgh, was assigned to the Bisons. Buffalo fans were quite familiar with Jay Bell. In 1987, the team's last year at War Memorial, he hit 17 homers and drove in 60 runs for the Herd. Now, 2 years later, he was back trying to prove that he belonged in the show. The Bisons needed little convincing. In his 3 months with Buffalo, Bell hit .285 and lit up the scoreboard with the team leading 10 homers and 54 runs batted in, oftentimes driving in the game winner.
2-1. Bell flies from the center base hit. The ball game is over. Bisons win it 2-1. Jay Bell singles. 1-2 pitch and high in the air, back to left center. That ball is going away and gone. Jay Bell wins it with a homer in the bottom of the 7th. Bisons win 7-6. Jay Bell singles with 2 outs.
It was a winning season for Jay Bell, called up to Pittsburgh July 22nd, where he hit a solid .275 for the Pirates the rest of the way, solidifying his role as the Bucs' #1 shortstop for 1990. Another big name in the Bisons lineup in 1989 was number 23, Scott Little. His was a true success story. Many had doubted whether Little would ever be ready for the show. Through the first 2 months of the '89 season, his average never rose above 200. But despite his slow start at the plate, Little contributed in the field, showing his versatility in the outfield, at third base, at first base, and for the first time in his professional career behind the plate. And as Little became more confident with his defense, he became more dangerous with his offense.
There's a shot past Billy Bates, and Little's hitting streak extended to 7 games.
By season's end, Little had hit .295 and drove in 43 runs. And more importantly, the hard work earned Scott a trip to the big time, proving that little things do mean a lot. As for Albert Hall, his contributions to the Bisons were immeasurable. Signed to a AAA contract May 23rd after being released by the Atlanta Braves, the switch-hitting outfielder hit .304 with Buffalo and provided a consistent spark at the top of the Bison batting order throughout the season. The speedster led the club in stolen bases and runs scored.
There's that speed. The Bisons take advantage of it. They're on top 2-0.
In September, after being awarded the Bison's Comeback Player of the Year, Albert Hall was back in the show with the Pirates. Though they didn't make it to the majors in '89, it won't be long for Kevin Burdick and Orlando Merced. Arriving on the scene together in late July, the dynamic duo pounded out hit after hit. Merced batted an incredible .500 through his first 8 games, and he ended the year with a powerful .341 average. Unbelievably, his counterpart hit .545 in his first week with Buffalo and finished the season batting a cool .293 in 36 games.
Line drive, base hit to left. Merced scores the go-ahead run. Burdick rounds first and hits on back. It's 2-1 Buffalo.
Well, I don't know how long this is going to last with these two guys, but it sure is fun.
Burdick and Merced were just two of the 44 players who helped make the '89 season so exciting. Others like Tom Prince, Jeff Cook, Chris Brown, Rico Rossi, Reggie Williams, Tom Romano, Bobby Meacham, and Dan Bellardello all supplied the Bisons with a well-balanced mix of established veterans and rising young stars. That same mix was true with the Bison pitching staff. There were veterans like Bob Patterson and postseason All-Star Morris Madden, who along with Patterson led the staff with 12 wins. There was Dorn Taylor, who joined teammates Jay Bell and Steve Henderson on the 1989 AAA All-Star team. Out of the bullpen, Terry Collins called on several stoppers, including the team leader in saves, Logan Easley with 13. Scott Medved, who appeared in a club-high 54 games. And Stan Belinda. Promoted to Buffalo in mid-July, Belinda saved 9 games and posted a dazzling 0.72 ERA, earning the call from Pittsburgh in September. The Bison showcased other talented pitchers as well, like Rick Reed. Reed made it to the show in July. And Bill Landrum, whose short stay in Buffalo was enough to transform him into the stopper out of the Pirates bullpen. Landrum, like so many others who have pitched for the Bisons, credited pitching coach Jackie Brown for much of his success. Brown, who pitched in 7 big league seasons, will be back with Terry Collins and the Herd in 1990. And that's good news for Bison pitchers, considering that 13 of the 21 who pitched during the 1989 season also managed to make it to the show. Win or lose, the Bisons always gave their fans something to stand up and shout about. Once again, the Bisons' every games and event strategy kept the fans coming back for the show and the entertainment with such fun-filled promotions as Measure Up with Milk Day, Wheaties Day of Champions, an encore performance by the Famous Chicken, and a special appearance by the Hollywood Starlets. The Bisons' weekday promotions once again proved to be a hot ticket with such events as Pizza Hut Pop-Up Thursday. And Bell's Friday Night Bash, whose opening night Broadway review in April set the stage for subsequent shows, including Oriental Night, Wild West Night, and Curtain Call. And following every Friday night game, fans were treated to a spectacular fireworks. 1989 also marked the celebrated return of the Marine Midland Concert Series, featuring the country tunes of Mr. Willie Nelson.
The life I love is making music with my friends, and I can't wait to get on the road again.
The soulful sounds of those master showmen, the Temptations.
I've got sunshine on a cloudy day.
And for the 6th consecutive season before another standing room only crowd, those other boys of summer, the Beach Boys. From Little League weekends to classic car shows to an appearance by the governor, Pilot Field showcased one event after another, like the National Old Timers Baseball Classic. But on August 17th, the stage was set for perhaps the biggest show of all, as the Bison fans stepped into the spotlight and received their own standing ovation. For on August 17th, the Bisons made history by becoming the first and only minor league team to draw over 1 million fans in 2 different seasons. An astonishing feat for a franchise that drew less than 100,000 fans just 7 years ago and has now grown into the top contender for a major league franchise. Contending on the field had been a tough proposition in past seasons, but in 1989, the Bisons were involved in a season-long pennant race that came to a climax in mid-August when the first-place Indianapolis Indians came to town for a 4-game showdown. In Game 1, the Indians took control with a 4-run 4th inning and were cruising along into the 8th when suddenly the herd staged a rally of their own. The Bisons loaded the bases, and Orlando Merced put Buffalo back in the game.
Here's the 1-2 again. There's a one-hopper. Off the glove of Napola. It deflects into right. 2 runs are going to score. The throw to third, not in time. It's 4-3.
Scott Little then singled to tie it up, and with 2 outs, Rico Rossi was called upon to pinch hit with the go-ahead run standing at second base.
There go the runners. 3-2 base hit. Merced comes on to score. It rolls into left center field. Little stops on at third base. Rossi makes second. The Bisons have taken the lead. Rico Rossi comes through in the clutch.
That dramatic 5-4 comeback victory moved the Bisons back to within 5.5 games of first place. But Indianapolis came out swinging in the second game of the series, bombing the Bisons 13-0. The next night, Buffalo lost a frustrating 2-1 decision and found themselves on the brink of elimination from the division race. But in the series finale, AAA rookie pitcher Mike York served notice that the '89 Bisons weren't yet finished.
That's way now. And he got him on the outside corner. 3 up and 3 down here in the top of the 7th. 5 strikeouts for Mike York. 7.
Scott Little and Orlando Merced provided the offense.
Runner is breaking. Little chops at third base side. Fair ball. And rolling down into foul territory. Merced will score the third Bison run. And Buffalo leads at 3-1.
And Scott Medvin closed it out.
Here's the 3-2 pitch. Bouncing ball to short. Rossi has it to Merced. Ball game over. Bisons win the finale to earn a split of the 4-game series.
The Bisons kept the pressure on Indy the rest of the way, finishing only 5 games back of the eventual AAA Alliance champions. It was a memorable season. 80 wins, most by a Buffalo team since 1964. 51 victories at home, the best mark in all of AAA baseball, with 10 of those wins decided during a dramatic last at-bat. It was another record-breaking season at the gate with 14 sellouts. The Bisons once again drew over 1 million fans to the ballpark. 26 different players who appeared in a Buffalo uniform in '89 would make it to the show. The show, the dream of every player, coach, and fan in Buffalo, to someday make it to the major leagues. In 1989, the Bisons moved one step closer to that ultimate dream, a dream that includes bringing a pennant to Buffalo. And with the return of the Pittsburgh Pirates as the Bisons' parent club, that dream may soon be realized. As will the dream of making Buffalo the home city of a major league franchise.
Runner going, and a shot down the right field side. That's going to go back toward the wall, and that's going to score Albert Hall all the way from third base. Here's Hall coming in to score, standing up. A double for Carter. It's 5-0 Buffalo. Liner sliced to the center. It drops in for a base hit. Henderson scores the tying run. Brown comes home with a go-ahead run. It's 6-fly Buffalo. Burdick, line drive, base hit, right field. Tied run will score. Kevin Burdick ties it up. Now Steve Carter could win it.
Here comes the runner breaking to the plate. Suicide squeeze. Works to perfection. Villardello bunts the ball, sacrifices himself, but gets the RBI. And Dan Villardello delivers.
And the pitch gets away. An intentional walk. The ball gets away.